Despite being released a little over a month ago, the Netflix movie Carry On has quickly become the platform's fifth most watched movie of all time, which is high praise for a guy who's mainly only ever written Ratchet and Clank games. But even with all its popularity, I didn't really have any desire to watch it. That is until my mom wouldn't stop telling me how terrible it was. But with an 88% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, how bad could it really be? Well, it's not great. The premise of the movie is that some terrorists want to smuggle a dangerous package through airport security, and so to do that, they blackmail the TSA agent into letting the package go through. As a premise, not terrible, I've heard worse. So where does it fall apart? Well, that's what the video is. Anyway, here's Carry On.
Oh, what a lovely looking pair.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, my bad, that is a movie called Carry On Doctor. Here's Carry On.
I told you not to call me till the beginning of March.
Oh, nope, that movie is Carry On Screaming. Okay, this will complete the rule of threes. Nope, that movie is called Carry On Again, Doctor. What the hell? How many of these are there? Oh, okay. Alright, this is the right one. First things first, I did not realize this was a Christmas movie, which means this must be Santa.
Blue BMW.
Or rather, Morosko, which is like Slavic Santa. See, you learn stuff on this channel. Oh, Santa's dead. This is our protagonist, Ethan. He and his partner, Nora, are expecting a baby, as shown by the one gift that was opened and then left under the tree.
I love a baby bump.
Now here's our first thread of the movie. The bus driver tries to kill Ethan with the door, which may seem apropos of nothing, but pay close attention to what happens next.
Thank you.
He doesn't say thank you. There's an underlying theme that Ethan was rejected from the police academy, so he settled for a TSA agent, which is a plot point directly ripped from Paul Blart Mall Cop.
It's my favorite family today. They're here to flight 338 to Tahiti.
I don't know what her job is, but apparently it involves knowing the travel plans of every person who comes through LAX.
Okay.
Tahiti tomorrow.
Tahiti tomorrow.
And a Tahiti tomorrow to you, sir. With this silly little like, oh, I'm running late for work scene, you almost forget that the movie started with a man being lit on fire. And the tonal dissonance only gets worse from there.
Put it in a bin.
Put it in a bin.
Okay, I've got eyes on the target's family.
Bingo. Pay up.
Yeah, no.
Oh, hey, that's the guy from the, sex gifts tweet. Ethan wants a raise and has to prove he's responsible, so he asks to be put on the machine. Because I guess the machine is the most important spot.
Leads are screening today.
Give him my spot.
I personally wouldn't want a new guy on the machine during the holiday rush, but I guess that's why I'll never be promoted to ASAC.
Here, take this Clorox pen. You're in the front lines now.
Oh wow, a Clorox pen. This will be perfect for tackling tough stains on the go. Thanks, Clorox. Thanks, Lionel. So Ethan starts his shift on the machine, but it doesn't take long for him to receive two Christmas gifts, a loose earpiece and a text telling him to insert said earpiece. Okay, you're definitely getting an ear infection, but also this brings up my first big complaint with this movie, and it's something I like to call the earpiece phenomenon.
This is a joke, right?
If you've seen an action movie in the last 30 years, chances are you've seen someone do this. Hello? Ligma? It's everywhere, to the point where it's not even questioned, okay? In fact, it would be a waste of time to explain an earpiece to the audience, because we get it. And you know, come to think of it, as long as the audience has seen action movies, why bother explaining anything? Ethan uses an earpiece to talk to a stranger. Sure, yeah, I get that. A guy in a van has access to all airport security, as well as every legal document ever written. Okay, yeah, I mean, they're terrorists. They know how to hack stuff. The Russian weapons dealer had a hidden recording device in his watch. Wait, but why would he? The 3D printed gun melts in your hand if you fire it too many times. Alright, hold on, I'm not totally following. This app controls the bomb. This button shuts down the entire airport. A scratch on the hand can kill a man in seconds. The van has a special sniper window. Just press the bomb stop button. Airport bathrooms are empty. Go through the secret baggage claim doors. Nobody reacts to gunshots. Maybe it's genius. Maybe by constantly piling gimmick on top of gimmick, it makes it impossible to identify any single moment where this movie just falls apart. And if we can just blanket accept that there's no grounding in reality anywhere to be found, It's easier to dismiss all criticism as, it's just a movie, don't take it so seriously. And maybe that's true, maybe I am taking it too seriously. But in my opinion, if you're going to make a movie that has this much exaggeration and this much creative liberty, why is it about two guys on a phone call?
Hey, how about you tell me about your holiday plans?
Yeah, okay.
If you've seen the 2002 movie Phone Booth, the idea of a guy stuck on a phone call under threat of death might sound familiar. Both movies even feature a smooth-talking antagonist who's really trying to get inside the mind of the main character.
You just gave that gentleman $10 to walk away. You saved his life.
Son of a security guard, you're observant. How about cop?
But the thing that I think Phone Booth does just a little better is it actually has an active threat. Ethan gets his first text at 10 a.m., and they say the plane departs at 5:40 p.m. Assuming you go through security an hour and a half before the plane takes off, this means they got in touch with him 6 hours earlier than they needed to. And it's particularly annoying because half of the time is spent with Jason Bateman saying,
Hang up now, or Nora dies.
and the other half is spent with him saying,
Let's just try to put it out of your mind, okay?
hey man, if you didn't want him worrying this whole time, why'd you give him a 6-hour heads up? Naturally, Ethan tries his best to alert anyone else to what's going on, and he gets caught a couple times. Jason Bateman, who by the way is named Traveler, sees what Ethan is trying to pull and straight up murders a cop in the middle of an airport.
Because they learn that there can be no lesson without consequences.
Immediately after that, he goes and finds Ethan and they have a nice conversation, face to face. So, are you not worried about the guy you're blackmailing knowing exactly how you look? Oh, and since now Ethan has experienced trauma or whatever, they give the machine back to the regular guy, who's Ethan's best friend. But instead of just being like, hey man, I really want to sit there, Ethan goes and steals 2 shooters, pours them in a coffee, gives it to the guy, and then tattles on him for drinking on the job.
What? What's going on? Just do it.
Also, at this part, he hides the bottles behind his back like an actual child.
So sad.
Yeah.
Look, when The Lost Treasure has 2 people hiding behind a curtain, it's funny, because that's the kind of movie it is. But does this movie not have a large enough team of people to say, hey, that's stupid?
You know, it's pretty weird.
Right when Ethan gets back on the machine, the guy with the bomb comes through. So he's going through security like 5 hours before he needs to. Look, I know I'm thinking too much about it, but with an operation like this, wouldn't you want everything as condensed and streamlined as possible? The more downtime there is, the more opportunities there are for things to go wrong. Obviously, because the movie's only halfway through. There's this whole police B story that I haven't even mentioned because you could basically remove 90% of it and it wouldn't impact the plot at all. But the important thing is that the police are already looking into this terrorist, and when Ethan made that 911 call earlier, it raised some suspicion.
911 call placed at 10:04 this morning from inside LAX.
So the LAPD show up at the airport and shut the whole thing down. Well, technically Hank shuts it down with the big red airport shutdown button, and then they pull the bomb guy for additional screening. Then the following happens. Traveler says, if you try anything, we'll shoot your girlfriend. And Ethan says, no, I'm done listening to you. And then Traveler says, if you try anything, we'll shoot your girlfriend. And Ethan says, oh, my bad, man. They meet up for a chat in the big empty bathroom, and Ethan fires a gun in an airport. And there are no consequences.
Let's do it your way.
When threatened, Traveler arms the bomb. But he knows it'll be awful if it goes off, so Officer Ethan takes off to the office to turn it off so it doesn't go off.
Get back away from the case, please.
All right. Just put the gun down and we can talk.
Hank! Hank, he's got a pen! Hank! Hank, he's got a pen!
Wow, I guess the pen really is mightier than the sword. Now, while trying to smuggle both a bomb and a dead body through an airport, these two get into a conveyor belt fight almost as good as Toy Story 2. And after this dude dies, Traveler comes down to get the bag himself, because I guess everybody can just wander through the back rooms of the airport. Except for employees. They're the only ones who aren't here. Alright, so Ethan finds 2 similar bags, but the bomb is the one with the red ribbon. So of course he just moves the ribbon from one bag to the other. Not! What actually happens is that he fully swaps the contents of the 2 bags so that now the larger bag won't fit as a carry-on and has to be moved down into the luggage hold so that Ethan can climb through the secret door and defuse the bomb from the inside. Okay, so in order, my questions are, where did the contents of the bigger bag go? The bomb was perfectly fitted for the smaller bag. Did Traveler not notice it just flopping around in there? How did he have time to do any of this? How did he know the code to the bigger bag? Why did he not just switch the ribbon? Oh, I see. He has the Find My Bomb app. Just the first 4 questions then. The fact that there's another half hour left of this movie is an act of terrorism within itself. Like I said, Ethan catches up to the plane and sneaks on through the baggage door, which the pilots blatantly ignore. Then he goes into bomb defusal mode, which sends an alert to Traveler's phone. By the way, who's in charge of making bomb apps, and why do they always have the same font? Is there a specific terrorist asset pack? Traveler gets down to the cargo hold using the old trapdoor under the carpet in the back of the plane trick, and then after firing a gun in an airplane that nobody reacts to, he hits Ethan with one final insult.
A loser, a waste, and a sleep.
But what he doesn't see coming is the other classic trick, the old steal the chemical weapon out of the bomb and then kick the bad guy into the airtight human-sized biochamber that all planes have, and then throw the bomb in there and close the door and hold it shut trick. Tale as old as time. And where were the police during all of this? Well, Nora told them that her TSA agent boyfriend was on the plane defusing a bomb, so the entire LAPD decided to just trust her and hang back.
You can't ground 610.
And who are you?
Alright, so the plane lands, we do the reunion, we do the ambulance thing, we flash forward a year, and time to bring us home with one stellar, memorable line for the ages.
Hey, she's just doing her job.
I am truly baffled by how successful this movie has become. The whole thing is riding on Jason Bateman's name. I mean, the production value's there, but that's not particularly unique to a Netflix movie. I guess mostly I'll be interested in seeing if there's any staying power. In a year, are people going to still watch this movie? As a final note, I found this review that kind of just sums up everything I said in a more concise manner, so I wanted to read this real quick. It was fine. It was fun. Passengers from hell, totally nutcases, things that happening for real. This could be a good Christmas movie, showing how works on an airport is. Then the theorist guy started talking a lot. Some places like 5 minutes straight. He was threatened kids and wife. If I met you, bad guy, you won't have any kids no more. Ball cutter. I'm 45 minutes out in the movie. I don't think I can walk listening no more. If I'm not dangling from the roof, I maybe try watch the rest later. If not, adios fucking world. 3 people found this helpful.